Well, time to look into the dark, convoluted world of silver because, as you know, the market's been stagnant for a long period of time, but there are some evil events coming up that may portend to be bringing up your price of your metals quite a bit. Now, we have seen the Dow go down quite a bit, and today it didn't do much, but oil went back up. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this oil deal because it actually is the key to everything we're looking for with gold and silver. Also, take note that I'm going to be working on some HHO for like the older cars because as the price of oil goes up, you're going to see the silver go up, but the price at the pump might get to be way the hell over $5 a gallon at a particular point in time. Because they got some evil plans coming up, man. That's what I'm going to tell you. They do. They're going to throw you some curveballs. I'll guarantee you that right now. So, anyway. I'm also going to state this because as the situation deteriorates in America, you're not going to be so super safe in your home and on your person or even traveling down the road. Because I'm going to tell you, man, I've seen a lot of deal like the deal now with, if you're traveling down the road, the cops will ask you, hey, you got any money on you? Oh, that must be drug money. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't carry cash either. Cash isn't safe. Money in the bank isn't safe. So what's safe, right? Nothing. So I'm going to put this out here because the situation isn't exactly East versus West. It's about holding on to the individual rights and freedoms of all peoples in the world. That's really what it is. It's not all about the Western elite. The Western elite didn't even plan this deal with some of the stuff where your people are losing Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Hey, greed is all over the place. And, the silver holders are kind of greedy too, man. We all want to make our money, right? So anyway, just going to put out, though, that, the dark forces are here. And they do live in this house, man. I'm going to say, though, that the deal, though, that's coming up with Baghdad is something that's going to really throw a whole twist in the markets. Now, I ain't sure what the hell Vladimir Putin's going to do, but I know if I was him, I'd be like, hey, man, I got $70 billion. I should just try to build up the Russian economy internally. I should work with the West, get the jack up the oil prices a hell of a lot, and make a lot more money for Russia. That's the way I'd be playing the game instead of trying to get a little bit more money here and there or a little bit more space for Russians because they got all the space in the world. But, when it comes right down to it, I'm going to state this. There's some real classics that you got to stick with. Old bikes, hot blondes, and silver. And a lot of people just don't think like that. And, that's one reason I like silver, too, because it's a classic investment. It's a timeless investment, and it's always been that way forever, It's been that way for thousands of years. But I just want to actually tell you some of those stranger events that are coming up in the world because in Baghdad, it looks like, once Baghdad falls in Iraq, it's like this is the whole thing. They're passing out the magic potions right now, and what's happening is that Baghdad is getting to the point where it's going to fall inside of months, less than a year. And when it does, the country of Iraq no longer exists. And all the billions of dollars of equipment that the U.S. left there is all going to ISIS. So I don't know what the hell they got pulled up their sleeve. Now, if Putin's smart, I'm not saying he should just kiss up to the West, but the West and Russia ought to work together against those yo-yos over there in the Middle East. And at the same time, if they got a major conflict going on, they get rid of ISIS, oil prices are going to go way up, and even Russia's going to profit, and U.S. oligarchs in the oil industry are going to profit too. So I think that's really what the magic potion is for the next foreseeable future. Even though that's not going to be the immediate foreseeable future, that's what I've been thinking is going to be happening. But anyway, I don't know what's going to take to kickstart this event. I know a lot of people don't like when I talk about Putin, but I think Putin's actually kind of dumb in some ways, man. I wouldn't be playing the way he's playing, man. I mean, he's smart in some ways. In other ways, he's dumb. That's just the way it is, man. I guess that's like with everybody. That's like with everybody, man. They got strengths and weaknesses. But I don't know what it's going to take to kickstart this whole deal on with the Middle East, because the Middle East conflict is actually going to be why gold is going to go way up, oil is going to go way up, of course, and gold and silver. And right now, it looks like ISIS, it's just a matter of time, way under a year. They're going to take Baghdad because Obama is not going after them strongly enough with airstrikes and boots on the ground. He's not. They're not doing the job strongly enough to stop them. And once the airport falls in Baghdad, game over, man. Game over. It's the only way out of Baghdad is the airport. Once that falls, it's done. And, you know, then they're going to have all that equipment, billions of dollars worth of freaking high-tech armored vehicles and all this other garbage that's been left there by the U.S. ISIS is all going to have that, and it's going to be that much tougher. But, you know, that's probably the game that's going on. You know, it's probably all deliberate. You know, the Scorpion of Death has been the game all along. They basically create wars for more, more control over people and making more money for the people on the top, right? So that's just how it is, right? Now, with silver, it's not the only thing that's going to save your ass. Now, what I've been looking at that's really a big problem is not so much the central banks or the elite. It's actually the scum that's even like more in the middle class. You're seeing this stuff going on. I'm not talking about the regular middle class, but I'm talking about the people that are supposed to be protecting the freedoms of people throughout the United States. You know, once they set this deal up with the cops they could steal everybody's money for no reason other than suspicion. You know, I suspect you of a crime because you got cash, or I suspect you of a crime and I want that stuff you got. That goes right back to like anything else that's anywhere else. And, you know, that's not the elite doing that. That's just coming about all over the place. And it looks like nobody in the United States is standing up to it other than just talk. You got to fight that garbage all the way. And I mean fight. Fight and say nothing until you fight. But, you know, once that stuff's got to be pushed back, or else you're not going to really have your economic freedoms in the long run, no matter how much money you make on silver. So we got the Scorpion of Death coming up here in the United States, and a lot of people just aren't thinking outside how bad things are going until it happens to them. So anyway, just want to state, you know, you got to stay true to the cause here, and the cause is not just all about silver. It's about a lot of different things. Now, just to go over these markets again here, because, you know I've seen Palladium take a major hit, partly because Russian tensions are abating. You know, partly Palladium was going up a lot, not because of, well, there is an excess of demand over supply, but part of it is because of the tensions with Russia. Tensions with Russia are starting to abate a little bit too. They're probably talking about getting out of Ukraine. Now, I noticed oil going up a little bit today. I don't think oil is going to go all the way down to some ungodly numbers. I heard that $58 was even, it can actually be, is a cutoff price. But, you know, whenever they give you those prices like the cutoff price where it's profitable, you got to remember there's different ways you can do that. You can be figuring in, you know, after amortization of, you know, the capitalization of everything, you know, expensing out all the amortization of capitalized assets. You could be talking about interest expense that's actually coming from a loan reserve. You could be talking about depreciation on assets. You know, maybe bare bones operating budget, you know, maybe $58 is a good number. I don't know. But I don't think they're going to bring it below 80. That's what I was figuring. But I don't know that for a fact. But you know what I think? I think once this deal with Baghdad falls or gets close to falling, there's going to be a major heat up in the Middle East, and you're going to see some real fighting going on, and you're going to see gold, oil, and silver go way the hell up. Because what ISIS is going to do, they're going to strike anywhere they can at their enemies, and their enemies where they're most vulnerable is in their oil refineries. I think that's what they would do. That's what I would do if I was them. That's what I'd be doing. I mean, if Saudi's trying to knock out ISIS, why not just try to hit their oil refineries, put them out of business, right? So, anyway, situation's going to be getting kind of hot and heavy here, but as this happens and the economy starts going down, I'm going to tell you though, the deal is that the authorities that are tasked with protecting the American citizen are going to actually get worse and worse. And that kind of shit's got to be stopped immediately because, I can't give any kind of suggestions on here, but I do know that, when it comes right down to it, it's a matter of if you want to, you're going to survive, you're going to survive, and if you're not, you're not. That's the way it's going to be. So that's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. The only people that I give respect to are the ones that earn respect. And if I see a damn criminal element in a uniform, I don't really give a damn about him. So I'm going to interject that in this silver video because I think it's very important to the overall survival for the average middle class and the protecting their wealth. When the authorities have the ability to just take your money for no reason, well, guess what? They're the enemy. They're a domestic enemy. That's the way it goes. So anyway, over and out. And I just want to keep you abreast of events. The one big deal that's really coming up is that Baghdad is going to fall. And Obama is going to allow it to fall. Obama's a yo-yo. He's been a yo-yo. He's not doing enough to stop it. When Baghdad falls, game over for freaking... Well, in other words, once the airport in Baghdad falls, game over for Iraq. It's done. It's done completely, man. And, the thing is, I got to tell you, though, is like, once that happens, I don't think, well, let me put it this way. I think there's going to be a big backlash in this country on that deal. And they're going to go to war. All out. All out. They're going to take them out. And then you're going to see oil go way the hell up through the roof. It's going to be exact opposite of what the hell's going on right now. That could be the whole key to, I know that's the whole key to what silver and gold's going to, when it's going to run up, is when oil goes up. And oil's going to go up when freaking Middle East blows up. But if Baghdad falls, they're going to hit them with everything they got. And Obama's going to go out politically. It's going to be Hillary Clinton, the evil witch. And she's going to go after him like a freaking maniac tyrant because she's a puppet on a string. And that's what's going to happen, man. That's why you're going to see the stuff go right through the freaking roof, man, including the gasoline in your car. Over and out, man.